Good evening, and welcome to the Manatee Chamber of Commerce 61st Annual Dinner and the 7th Annual Bob Bartz Award. I know that several of you will still be making your way to your seats, but in the interest of your time on a Thursday evening, we are going to get on with the program. So you will have plenty of networking time when we take a break for dinner, but in the interest of time, we are going to get started. So welcome. As you walked in, you see that we have, once again, a full house of the business community supporting the Manatee Chamber and its mission. As our first order of business, I'm going to ask that you all stand and please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you all so much. You may take your seats. We have a number of companies that stepped forward to give tremendous support to this year's annual dinner and Bob Bartz Award. Their names and logos will be on the screen and are in your printed program as well. I'm going to call special attention to some of our top-level sponsors this evening. First, our Bartz Award sponsor, thank you so much to NDC Commercial Real Estate. Thank you, Jason Bartz, Ben Bacher, and the NDC Commercial team. And congratulations on the first anniversary of this new commercial real estate endeavor. We know that you have a very special connection to the Bartz Award, and we are grateful for your sponsorship. Anybody want to give a round of applause for our cocktail reception sponsor, Folly Bryant Architecture? Thank you so much to Stu and Amanda and the team. Our corporate sponsors, Bob Boast Volkswagen, the Early Learning Coalition, Esposito Law Group, Florida Power and Light, the Mosaic Company, and Wagner Realty. You will also see a number of slides and companies going by on your screen at the corporate level. Thank you so much for the investment that you make in the chamber and making this evening possible. I also want to give thanks to Pier 22 and the great team that's been here all day with us setting up. They'll be taking excellent care of us this evening, and I know some of you are already enjoying your first course thanks to Pier 22. Our partners at the Bradenton Herald have produced a very special two-piece recognition that will run in tomorrow's newspaper, and you have a sneak peek at your seats folded up within your program, and that is to honor the commitment that so many chamber members and partners make in our organization. So please take a moment to look that over and give your appreciation to the many leaders who invest their time, talent, and treasure with the chamber. You know, every chamber member's membership in our organization is possible, but there is a very special group of investors who make a significant leadership level of investment in the chamber, and that is our Chairman's Circle. And we have many companies and organizations and agencies that invest at the platinum, the gold, the silver, and the bronze level. A special thank you to our platinum level investors. And I am so proud to say that we started 2024 with the largest number of platinum investors we've had since we launched our Chairman's Circle more than 20 years ago. I am going to give them recognition from the podium. Brown & Sons Funeral Home and Crematory, thank you so much to Chuck Brown, Jean Brown, and the team. To Carr, Riggs, and Ingram, thank you so much, past Chairman Byron Shin and Garrett Shin and the CRI team. To the City of Bradenton, thank you so much to City Council and Mayor Jean Brown. Freedom Village of Bradenton, our newest platinum investor, thank you so much, Sean Ahern, Scott McAllister, and the team at Freedom Village. IMG Academy, thank you so much, Tom Norton and the team at IMG. Manatee County Government, thank you to our county commissioners and County Administrator Charlie Bishop. Manatee Memorial Hospital, thank you so much, Tom McDougall and the team at Manatee Memorial. MCR Health and All Care Options, I know we have Dr. Melvin Price, Dr. Bill Colgate, and a full table at MCR. The Mosaic Company, thank you, Jackie Barron and team. NDC Commercial Real Estate, Jason Bartz, Ben Bacher. NDC Construction Company, thank you, past Chairman Ron Allen and the NDC team. The Pittsburgh Pirates and Bradenton Marauders, I believe it's 9 days until the first spring training game here in Bradenton. Thank you so much to the Pirates. Now recently named past Chairman Jeff Podomnik, who we'll hear from more later this evening, and Craig Warcheka, thank you for your investment. Raymond James Wealth Management, Bruce Body and his team. The Sarasota Bradenton International Airport, thank you, Rick Piccolo, Mark Stuckey and team. To Seaport Manatee, thank you, Carlos Bucaris and the Seaport Manatee team. And South State Bank, Chris Perkins and the team at South State. Please, a round of applause for our platinum investors. You will also see up on the screen now those companies that invest at the gold, silver, and bronze level as well. Their support enables us to expand our program of work and to tackle tough issues and to constantly have an eye on adding member benefits. So thank you all. One way you can support the Chamber in addition to attending tonight is the silent auction in the back of the room. I know many of you are stalking or coveting several items back there. Can I tell you, thanks to the generosity of our Chamber membership, we have 123 packages in the silent auction this evening. That will be open all through dinner this evening, and we will give you a warning right before we close that so you can run back there and add one more bid to one of the sheets that you are watching. We also have a raffle this evening, and thank you so much to Send Me Cindy Travel. It's a $1,500 travel voucher and $1,000 in Visa gift cards for your travel trip in the future. So please, if you haven't yet bought your raffle tickets, staff members will be by your table during dinner. I have a long list of elected officials to thank for joining us this evening and making the Chamber's annual dinner a priority. I hope that I've caught everyone. I'm going to ask them to please stand as I call their name, and we will hold our applause until the end. From the Manatee County Commission, we have Chairman Mike Ron, as well as Commissioners George Cruz and Kevin Van Ostenbridge. We have with us Manatee County Sheriff Rick Wells. From the City of Bradenton, Mayor Jean Brown, Councilwoman Marianne Barnaby, Pam Coachman, Jane Coker, and Lisa Gonzalez-Moore, as well as Councilman Josh Kramer. From the City of Palmetto, we have Mayor Shirley Bryant. From the School Board of Manatee County, Chairman Chad Choate and board members Cindy Spray and Richard Tatum. Our Clerk of the Circuit Court and Controller, Angel Colanesso. From the 12th Judicial Circuit, we have Judges Heather Doyle and Ed Nicholas with us this evening. Representing Supervisor of Elections Office, Scott Farrington. And representing Congressman Vern Buchanan's office, please welcome Tara Polton. May we have a round of applause for all of these public servants and their representatives. You know, it has been a year since many of you were in this same convention center celebrating the end of a fabulous Chamber year full of accomplishments. And while we're now 2 weeks out of what I consider the latest time you can say Happy New Year, which is the end of January, I am still going to tell you that we are indeed working hard with optimism and determination on behalf of all of your businesses so that it truly is a Happy New Year. Preparing for the annual dinner every year gives me the opportunity to reflect. And one thing that stands out in my mind is the privilege that it is to work with each and every one of you and the more than 2,000 businesses and organizations that invest in the Manatee Chamber. Next month, I will reach my 28th year with the organization, and it is not lost on me that there is a long list of incredible people who have helped me and the entire Chamber team find success. I started with the Chamber in 1996 in a part-time communications role, and in that position, I didn't have duties that were attached to committee meetings or attending board meetings, but I knew that every time our board of directors or any one of our more than 20 committees met, it just felt like really important work was getting done. And as I got to know the women and men who were leading businesses and nonprofits and governmental agencies, I noticed how open everyone was, how friendly, and how supportive. And I'll tell you that while that work felt really important and really serious, it felt really fun too. And I know that these leaders didn't always agree on topics and issues at hand, but I know that they listened and they cared. They put their personal interests aside and worked together to make Manatee County a better place. And it's what I continue to experience through the Manatee Chamber today. And aren't we better for it? And not only that, but if not the Manatee Chamber, then who? Who would be the connector and the convener? Who would be the catalyst and the collaborator? We truly pride ourselves at the Manatee Chamber on being world-class connectors, connecting members to valuable information and insights, connecting members to new customers and clients, connecting business priorities to policy development and decision makers, and connecting to members to each other to strengthen partnerships and build a stronger network for us all. In looking over the Florida scorecard as I was considering my remarks this evening, employers have created almost 4,800 new jobs in Manatee County in just the past 12 months. Unemployment sits at right around 3%, and projections are that our county population will exceed 500,000 people by 2030. While growth like we're experiencing brings challenges, I will take that over the crises that communities that are stagnating or even worse, declining are facing. Rising to challenges takes leadership. And tonight, it's about you and your leadership and the legacy that has been built through this Chamber of Commerce. We have a packed house, and I'm going to say not only are we celebrating the legacy of leadership, we're also here to celebrate what I'm calling the triple J's. So that's Jeff, Janelle, and John. Jeff Podobnik, our 2023 chairman of the board, Janelle Esposito Van Hoos, the incoming chairman for 2024, and John Vita, who you all know is being honored tonight with our Bob Bartz Award. So for the triple J's, your willingness to give well beyond your family and your personal work priorities, like so many of you in the room who are doing that in other organizations and other ways, I just want to tell you that it truly pays dividends and has a ripple effect. To our public partners, elected officials, and agency staff, you are critical partners in working with the business community to continue to move us forward, so thank you. To our incredibly determined, dedicated nonprofit community, you bring so much to the table as we all work together on issues. And then finally, up on the screen, you'll see a photo of our chamber staff team. They are phenomenally responsive professionals who work on your behalf every day. I humbly thank them for delivering an incredibly ambitious program of work and making it, dare I say, look easy. They are truly world-class. So, you all know that the pinnacle of tonight's event is the presentation of the Bartz Award. I hope that you will each take a moment to read about Bob Bartz in your printed program. His influence is still felt by those of us who have been fortunate enough to have worked with him. And for those of you who didn't, just know that his influence is felt not only in the culture of our chamber, but in the personality of our community. I am now going to transition and bring up Virgil Mills to deliver an invocation. Virgil is the father of our chairman of the board for 2024, Janelle Esposito Van Hoos. So he will come to the podium and share a blessing before our meal. And he has a little bit of walk-up music, as do all of our speakers this evening. Thank you, Jeff Podobnik. So we'll enjoy some walk-up music. And please welcome Virgil to share an invocation with us.
Thank you. Would you pray with me, please? Our God and Father in heaven, we thank you for your many gifts. Whatever is good and perfect is a gift coming down to us from you. The Old Testament book of Ecclesiastes says that to enjoy our work and accept what is given in life, this is indeed a gift from God. However, we humbly recognize that our lives are like a mist that appears for a little while and then vanishes. So it is wise to hear the words of Jesus, who said that we should store up for ourselves treasures in heaven where neither moths nor rust can destroy and thieves do not break in and steal. We thank you, our Father, for this Manatee County Chamber of Commerce with its 2,200 members. We thank you for the advocacy it provides, the support it offers, the cooperation it encourages, and the many opportunities for friendships that it facilitates. We are grateful for this event this evening to celebrate the good things of this past year and honor outstanding leadership in our community. We thank you for this chamber's leadership, Jackie and her staff, the board of directors led by Jeff last year and Janelle this coming year. We pray that you will grant them wisdom and joy in their leadership of this organization this coming year. We also pray that you will help the leaders of each business, governmental entity, and organization represented here this evening to seek your guidance, to work diligently, optimistically, ethically, compassionately, and ultimately to honor you in their endeavors. We humbly ask that you help our community to continue to be a wonderful place to live, work, play, and worship. We pray your blessing on this food and our fellowship this evening, and we ask all of these things through the name of the Lord Jesus, for yours, O God, is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever. Amen.
Thank you so much. And as we prepare to enjoy the dinner expertly prepared by Pier 22, a note about your desserts, sponsored by the Bank of Tampa. There are a variety of bundt cake flavors at each table, so whatever negotiations happen at your table, stay at your table. So they're nicely packaged, so if you don't want to enjoy them tonight, you are welcome to take them home and enjoy them tonight, or like I do, for breakfast tomorrow morning. Be sure to get up and check your silent auction items. We will give you a warning before that ends, and chamber staff will be by your table to sell you raffle tickets. Please enjoy a short break while we serve dinner. We'll be back in about 20 minutes. I'm back. Good evening, everyone. We are going to go ahead and get started, but can we first show our appreciation to this incredible team from Pier 22? They served more than 575 meals in about 16 minutes. So thank you so much to Greg and his team at Pier 22. A note on the silent auction for those of you who are staking things out. We are going to close the silent auction at 7:45 sharp. So as you all are considering what you're still looking for, we will close that at 7:45. So to kick off the most important part of our program with the Triple J's, we do have a video that ABC7, our good friends, produced to highlight the chamber and its mission. So if you could please direct your attention to the screens, we are going to roll the video that ABC7 produced for the Manatee Chamber.
The Greater Manatee County region is thriving. Our slice of paradise is a sought-after location to live, work, play, and own a business. And fueling our reputation as a world-class destination is a business community that is second to none. The Manatee Chamber is supporting our growing economy with a laser-focused commitment to being world-class connectors. With the largest membership in the Tampa Bay region, our chamber has the resources, the knowledge, and the influence to make a difference. Together, we all want our businesses, neighborhoods, and families to flourish. We want our economy to grow with high-quality jobs, goods, and services. Together, through the mission of the Manatee Chamber, we have built a connected network of business leaders to move our region forward. Together, our responsive, informed advocacy gives an influential voice on issues that matter most to local employers. We know that as our region changes, your needs change. As world-class connectors, we offer opportunities that can help you grow your bottom line, strengthen your team, reach new markets, and supercharge your network. Together, we're here to strengthen your business and our community. We're your Manatee Chamber of Commerce.
Thank you so much to our friends at ABC7. I now have the distinct honor of introducing Jeff Podobnik, Vice President of Florida and Dominican Operations with the Pittsburgh Pirates and our 2023 Chairman of the Board. He's been a leader at the helm of our chamber when so much has been accomplished, and he's someone who lives out his personal calling card and mantra, which most of you in the room, if you've come to a single chamber event in the last year, likely know. But for those of you who don't know Jeff's calling card and personal mantra, we have some members on screen to remind you. Okay, I think that did not do it justice. So we got a second group of members to remind us what Jeff's calling card is. Let's roll that video. Go big or go home! So how about if you all join me? I'll do a 3, 2, 1 countdown, and let's give Jeff the best calling card he could have tonight in addition to his walk-up song. 3, 2, 1. Go big or go home. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, please help me in welcoming your immediate past chair, Jeff Podobnik, someone who truly lives into going big.
Well, Coach, this will be the last time you put me in. So John Horn's legacy is shorts and margaritas, right? Yeah? So mine's going to be the walk-up music and a ballpark popcorn machine at all meetings at the Chamber of Commerce. Good evening, everybody. What an honor it is to be up here on stage tonight as your immediate past chair. We have so much to celebrate. Tonight is a reflection of how much each of you wants to be involved and wants our community's success to get even bigger. As my first order of business, I have the distinct pleasure of introducing 16 past chairmen of the board who are with us tonight. It means so much that you're here to continue and support the work that we are doing here at the Chamber. I'm going to ask each of these past chairs to stand and remain standing as I say your name. I ask the audience to save their applause to the end. 1985. Wow, I just graduated high school, for Pete's sakes. Greg Bussell. 1988. Nick Ryan. 1991, Cliff Walters. 1996, Ron Allen. 2000, Byron Shin. Where are you, Byron? 2000, he's on the phone. Are you kidding me? Byron, come on. Hey, he's standing in the back, he's walking. 2002, Carolyn Keller. 2003, Bob Beck. 2009, Mac Carraway. 2010, Chris Pennywell. And Mr. Shorts himself, 2012, John Horn. 2013, oh look, he knows, Tom Sequin. 2014, Ray Dowling. Where are you, Ray? 2016, where are you, Trudy Moon? 2019, Bill Polton. 2021, Phil Baker. And our 2022, Rick Bizio. Please join me in thanking these outstanding women and men who led the chamber as chairman of the board. During the course of the year, I received tremendous support from the entire chamber board of directors. I'd like to take a moment to recognize the outgoing board members who are able to join us tonight. As I say your name, I would ask that you stand and remain standing. There's a gift at each of your tables in recognition of your service. Rick Bizio, the educated franchise and our 2022 chairman of the board. Rick. Mitch Lamazoff, Excellence Performance, our 2023 MYP chairman. Mitch. And Kevin Van Osterbridge, Manatee County Commissioner. Thank you so much for all of your time and effort. I would also like to take a moment of silence to honor and remember Jennifer Healy, who is a member of our board and heartbreakingly passed away a few months ago. Jennifer was with Feld Entertainment, and she will be missed dearly. "2023 brought a lot of success and many reasons to celebrate. As I stepped up to the plate to chair my first meeting, get that? Stepped up to the plate? With a custom bat-shaped gavel, I might add, our chamber had just been honored with its 5th Florida Chamber of the Year. This marked the first time a chamber in our state had earned the honor 5 times. What I told our board of directors was that we needed to make sure our chamber could continue to thrive and achieve new heights. In other words, we needed to go big or go home. I also started asking Jackie, what could we do to support the chamber staff? Because it's the staff members that make the chamber that support all of you. I'm a huge believer in working on culture and communications in the workplace. I've experienced firsthand what it can do. The Pirates have made this a priority across the organization for the last several years. Jackie immediately laid out a plan for our awesome chamber staff team, and I'm so proud that our board prioritized even more professional development and team building opportunities as we set the budget for this year too. At this moment, I want to give a round of applause for our great chamber staff members. In addition to starting 2023 as the Florida Chamber of the Year, we also once again placed #1 as the largest chamber of commerce in the entire Tampa Bay region. This doesn't happen by accident or good luck. It happens because each of you and 2,000 other business owners and leaders like you chose to invest in the Manatee Chamber. I can trace my first involvement with the chamber to the early 1990s when I first moved from Pittsburgh to Bradenton. I have seen our community grow and evolve, and I've seen the chamber grow and evolve too. I chose to be involved with the chamber almost 30 years ago, later because it provides countless opportunities to make connections and impact our economic progress and quality of life. Our business community engages at a high level and generally wants to see success across diverse business sectors. Our chamber's founding date back to 1889, which is incredible. For more than 130 years, leaders just like us have seen how important it is to work together, build partnerships, and get the job done. Our collective efforts mean that Greater Manatee County region is a great place to live, work, play, and own a business. One opportunity that really hit at home for me was traveling to Tallahassee with the chamber. It really was remarkable to better understand how the reputation, influence, and results that this chamber delivers make a difference for our members. Doors in Tallahassee were open to us, and the voice of business was heard, and it benefits each of our businesses. The advocacy side of the chamber is a home run. I want to once say again that you, to the board and the chamber members, is supporting our priorities for advocacy, programming, growth, and member benefits. All of the accomplishments were achieved this year, and thank you to all. It would take until tomorrow morning to share a full list of accomplishments, but I will highlight a few. We reached the largest number of students ever with our Big Bank Theory program in the fall. More than 3,000 high school seniors participated in our financial literacy program, and it was all possible thanks to more than 200 chamber volunteers. Our Manatee Young Professional program grew its membership well beyond the goal of our board set, and MYP leaders focused in on making sure that events and programs are meeting the needs of the MYP members. As Jackie mentioned, the Chamber is a world-class connector. We delivered an incredible long list of opportunities for our members to grow their networks. The Leadership Manatee program welcomed its 40th class and will celebrate their graduation in just a few weeks. How many of you out there are Leadership Manatee graduates? Our annual retreat hit a new record attendance of chamber leaders and key officials. It was an incredible showing of how the people who work together in partnership with development that will move our region forward. In closing, I'd like to share a few thank yous. Now, this is the second time I've got to read thank yous, and always the family's last, but I'm going to start with the family, and I'm going to look at my wife, Amy, and thank her. First and foremost, you are the rock, Amy. I want to thank my son, Cooper, who's here tonight. My son, Josh, who's at coaching baseball tonight at Palmetto. My son, Tyler, who is out in California, and my daughter-in-law, Alex, and then our two grandchildren. Now, I got to pause right here. How many of you were at the annual dinner last year? So if you remember my speech last year, which you probably don't, I thanked my grandchildren, and I have two. I have Sadie Ann, who is 5, and I have a grandson who just is 3, and his name is Hugh. I know one other Hugh in my life, and all of you know him. His name is Hugh Miller. And when I was thanking my grandchildren, I said Hugh Miller instead of Hugh Edward. So he's Hugh Edward, my grandson. Thank you. I want to thank my pirate family who's sitting right here in table 6, and the Marauders family. You guys picked up the slack when I was not in the office, which I'm sure that you were glad that I wasn't in the office. And I was at chamber events, so thank you. And then I want to thank the chamber staff. The chamber staff, we have the best. We have the best chamber staff in the state. They are phenomenal. Look what they've accomplished tonight with 500 plus individuals here at the annual dinner. You guys rock. Chamber staff, stand up and let's give them a round of applause. Now, I have the honor of introducing the Robert Bartz Memorial Endowed Scholarship recipient. This scholarship at USF's Sarasota Manatee campus recognizes students with outstanding academic achievement. It is available to juniors or seniors pursuing a degree in College of Business and who are attending USF either part-time or full-time, and we are so honored that it is named after Bob Bartz. Jason Posa is a high-achieving junior at the University of South Florida, pursuing a bachelor's degree in business management. After receiving his associate's degree from State College of Florida in 2022, he enrolled on the USF Sarasota Manatee campus as a full-time student. Jason also works full-time at Advanced Auto Parts and Target while attending classes. He is an entrepreneur who hopes to open his own local business post-graduation and looks forward to supporting the community that built him. Please show your support and appreciation for Jason. Jason? Finally, I have the privilege of introducing Janelle Espinito Van Hoos, our 2024 Chairman of the Board. Janelle is President and Managing Shareholder of Espinito Law Group. She represents entrepreneurs, startups, and private lending groups and serves as outside general counsel to multiple business clients and large financial institutions. In addition to her leadership role with the Chamber, Janelle is a former member of Manatee Memorial Hospital Foundation Board, the Sarasota and Manatee Realtor Attorney Joint Committee, the Salvation Army Board, and is past president of the Bradenton Rotary Club. With all these responsibilities and achievement, Janelle's top priority is her beautiful family. Thank you to her husband, Jonathan Van Hoos, for joining us tonight and supporting Janelle's leadership. Where's Jonathan? Where are you? There he is, right there. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Janelle Espinito Van Hoos to the stage. Janelle, come on, crank it, lock up music.
You know, every time I seek some encouragement from Jeff, being the prior chair, he does this very mischievous laugh every time. You know, like this is just so fun to hand it over. But I really do I'm very, very pleased to stand here with Jeff and just to honor him for the year he's given us. On behalf of the entire membership, Jeff, thank you. Not just for your past year as chairman, but for your chamber involvement that started close to 30 years ago. First, we've got several gifts. We have a personally signed photo, memento from all the award-winning chamber staff to thank you for your leadership and friendship during the year as chairman. It's a very large frame, so I'm not going to hand it off to you now, but please make sure you pick it up after dinner.
Can't we have it delivered to my work?
Ask Jackie. Next, on behalf of the board and our membership, we have a chairman's plaque to give you to remind you of your year at the helm. And I believe, actually, that. Very
good.
fitting as well.
That's good.
And then finally, we have a very special gift, the Manatee Chamber Chairman's Pin. It is a custom 14-karat gold diamond pin in the shape of the Chamber's logo, generously designed and given by Tom and Donna Sequin. Thank you.
Thank you.
And I know you will wear it with pride.
Absolutely. That's awesome.
And finally, we do have a special gift for Amy as well for all her support that she has given to you and to the chamber. And there's a gorgeous floral arrangement for you to take home tonight, so please don't leave without that. Jeff, thank you for your leadership, facilitating another incredible year for the chamber. You've added so much to the legacy of our chamber and its mission in serving businesses in our community. You don't just say go big or go home, you live it out, and you absolutely do. And it made serving on your board and with you on the executive team such a fun and rewarding experience.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Let's give Jeff a round of applause. How are we all doing in the back? I can't see you, but we look like we've still got a really strong crowd. So, yes, are you there? Are you with me? Okay. I would like to take a minute to recognize the leaders who are serving on the Chamber's Board of Directors this year, and they'll be up on a slide. And while these men and women will be focused on a long list of Chamber priorities that support the Chamber's mission and impact our community, as their names are scrolling by on screen, I ask that those who are serving on the Chamber's Board of Directors this year please stand and be recognized. Please, all 2024 Chamber board members, stand and let us honor you. Don't be shy. Thank you all for your commitment and leadership. It's going to be another fantastic year for us to accomplish great things for the Chamber membership. And any of y'all who have served in some capacity know it's a commitment to be on the board. It's a privilege, but it's a commitment. So we really appreciate the time that y'all dedicate and your talent, because we can't make this Chamber who it is without the people from all the different places and variety of businesses and places in the community. So thank you very much. As I focus on the year ahead, I look forward to leading the board with a sense of purpose and gratitude and with high hopes for a fantastic year. Each year, the board approves a list of priority initiatives to steer our focus and keep us in the right direction. And I'll share a few of those highlights. Our members continue to tell us that workforce and finding the right talent are a top challenge in our community. We all know that the most important resources for our businesses are the people who get the job done. And your Chamber will continue and expand our efforts with many other partners to build a long-term pipeline of talent for our region. Jeff mentioned how meaningful he found the Chamber's lobbying trip to Tallahassee to be. And we have a number of advocacy priorities that embody our Chamber, serving as the voice of business at multiple levels of government. And they include funding of roads and bridges, continued work on property insurance, both residential and commercial, education and training for the workforce, attainable housing, water quality, small business resources, our tax and regulation climate, and so much more. With the growth this community is experiencing come many opportunities, but also challenges, all of which need our attention and benefit from the perspective of our business community. The Manatee Chamber, with its members in every corner of the county and the surrounding region, is a unifying force and a voice. And as a Chamber, we are prepared for facing these challenges with a purpose and vision for the future. Another priority is giving special attention to resources for small businesses. This is truly the heart of our Chamber and the economic foundation of our local economy. As a small business owner myself, I understand the unique challenges and needs that small businesses have. Jackie mentioned before, we are world-class connectors, and we serve to connect you to resources, information, support, and a network of fellow business leaders who want to see collective success for us all and this community. This may be the greatest asset we provide to our business community. Another priority is our continued attention and support for our Manatee Young Professionals program. I am thrilled to say that MYP membership and programming is on the rise. It's a dynamic group of young leaders, and every one of your employees who are aged 21 to 40 would benefit from being involved. MYP was launched in 1999 as the very first young professionals program in the Tampa Bay region. This year marks its 25th anniversary. I am so proud of this group of young leaders and feel it is absolutely critical to the future success of our community and our business environment. It is with this in mind, I wanted to make it one of my first orders of business as your chair to introduce you to our MYP chair for 2024. I have asked Cassie White to join me on the stage to share a few words on behalf of MYP. Cassie is with the Terry Mortgage team and is leading our MYP program along with a group of fantastic young business people. We'll enjoy her walk-up music as she makes her way to the podium. Join me in welcoming Cassie.
And thank you to the Chamber's Board of Directors for making MYP a priority for so many years. I'm thrilled to be the chair of MYP this year following several very successful years. I will mention our past two chairmen, Craig Warjeka with the Bradenton Marauders and Mitch Lamaza with Excellence Performance, as they've both been very inspirational to me. Yes. It has been under their leadership, MYP has seen significant growth in membership. We are placing a special focus on adapting our MYP initiatives and events to meet the needs and wants of our membership. As Manatee Young Professionals celebrate our 25th anniversary this year, we will be capitalizing on growth and forward momentum from last year and focusing on community involvement, our leadership legacy pipeline, and fostering sustained growth and retention. Tonight, we are thrilled to announce our latest initiative, which is the MYP Mentor Program. This supports our mission of helping young professionals connect, lead, develop, and serve. Our vision is to expand the work of MYP Marketing Engagement Committee to develop a partnership that extends from MYP events to include chamber-wide events, and from connecting with a new friend to a focus on career advice, all while increasing our community involvement. Our mentors are seasoned MYP members who are comfortable in different networking environments and have achieved success in their given professions. This program will allow them to step into a new leadership role and keep them involved in MYP. Mentees who are looking to grow their skills and connections will receive additional networking support, opportunities, and career advice in exchange for a commitment to attend a minimum number of MYP and chamber events annually, which will add to our overall attendance and engagement. This initiative enhances our existing lineup of more than 20 events throughout the year tailored to young professionals, which is all made possible with the support of our sponsors, our workforce partners, and members. So everyone that supports us, thank you so much. So tonight, I want to invite you to join us on the journey to shape the future of Manatee's young professionals together. After tonight, please consider getting all the young professionals in your business involved in MYP. If your budget allows, please also consider sponsoring the MYP program. Our sights are set on even more, and it will take your support to make it a reality. Janelle, thank you again for your leadership and for your very special attention you are giving MYP during your year as chairman of the Board of the Chamber. Thank you.
Thank you, Cassie. And I wouldn't be honest if I wasn't a little selfish in my focus on MYP. I mean, I have 3 kids, all of which are coming up through the ranks. And this is the kind of group that keeps those kids here, right? This is the kind of group that engages young people in this business community. It's absolutely critical, not only for our businesses, but honestly, as a parent, I'd love to make this the kind of community that my kids stay and work and have a family in. So, Cassie, thank you. I'm excited at all the things you're doing. I went a little off script, so I have to figure out where I am now. My guess is that every one of us has benefited from opportunities to develop our professional skills and from opportunities to make a difference in the community. And as you've heard, MYP focuses on exactly that type of programming. Members join the Manatee Chamber for many different reasons, and we offer hundreds of different ways to capitalize on your investment. If you're ever wondering how you can dig a little deeper, get more involved, find new ways to raise your visibility in the chamber and in the community, please don't hesitate to let a chamber board member or staff member know, and we mean that. We mean that. Finally, I'd like to thank a number of people who I know will be supporting me this year as I serve as chair. First, I'd like to thank my husband, Jonathan, who is a really good support in attending all the various events and having a good time, and just has immersed himself in this community over the last few years. Thank you, honey. I love you. I also want to say thank you to my 3 children. They are not here tonight, but Emily, Bella, and Joey, who bring so much joy to my life on a daily basis and provide a purpose in a lot of ways. So I want to thank them. And I also want to thank, who was introduced somewhat earlier, my parents, Virgil and Patty Mills, my dad, who did the vacation. They are the reason I'm standing up here at all. They, as you saw how my dad, I can't even come close to being as eloquent as he is at the podium, but I just can't say enough how much I appreciate and love you both this evening. And then to my Esposito Law Group team, also sitting at that table, not all of us, but some of those critical key folks and their partners, some of which who have been past chairs as well. And we also have a couple past chairs at this table who have, there's just such a camaraderie in this group between chairmen. I've never seen anything like it. We all like to support and help one another, even years past, as you can see by the number that are here tonight. Years past, we like to support those who have come after us, and that's evident by the way you see so many of them here at the front. So I just want to say thank you to my team, because there is no way I could do this as a small business owner if I didn't have a team committed to it as well. So thank you very much. Love you very much. Now we've come to a very special part of our evening together. The Chamber created the Robert P. Bartz Award as a way to honor the legacy of the late Bob Bartz. As I share a few thoughts about this award, I'm going to ask David Bassett, Rich Morris, and Ray Morris to make their way on the stage. This award gives us an opportunity to celebrate all of the things we loved about Bob, while recognizing leaders in our community who are making differences and creating their own legacies. Bob Bartz was an incredible leader, mentor, and friend to many over his more than 30 years as president of the Manatee Chamber. His leadership was marked by humility, tenacity, and a deep commitment to doing the right thing always. I do hope you'll take more time to read about him in the program. I will tell you, he's the one that did my initial board training when I first became a member of the Chamber. And the fact that he would take the time, just one-on-one with me, to go through board training, because I couldn't make the main group, meant so much to me as a new member of the Chamber and a new member in the community. It was just who he was. I want to recognize his wife, Vicki Bartz. I know I saw her earlier. I'm not sure where she is, but I know she's here and is with us tonight. I also want to recognize his son, Jason, Jason, there you are, and there's Vicki behind him, who is now serving on the Chamber's Executive Committee with me, and we're so happy to have you part of that, and is already making his own mark in the community, just like his father did. Now, you all know that John Vita is being honored with the 7th Annual Bartz Award tonight. We've asked not just one, not just two, but 3 people John knows really well to introduce him tonight. Gentlemen, thank you for being here tonight. David, we'll start with you and then hear from Rich and Ray. Thank you.
Thank you, Janelle. When Jackie asked me on behalf of Janelle and Jeff to introduce John, I was flattered and pleased and quite honored, but I said, you know, surely there are people that are much more capable and much greater ability than I to introduce John. And they said, nonsense. We think you'll be a model introducer. And I was real pleased with that until I went home and told my wife, Doris, what they had said. She said, David, do you know what a model is? And as I paused, she said, a model is a small imitation of the real thing. So please allow this model introducer to tell you why John Vita is so deserving of the Bob Bartz Award. First, I would be remiss if I didn't say a few words about the person for whom this award is so appropriately named. I had the honor of knowing Bob from his arrival in early 1982 until his untimely passing in 2017. He arrived at a chamber with a long history, a stagnant present, and an uncertain future. But Bob hit the ground running, turning your chamber into the award-winning dynamo that it is today. I had the pleasure, as one of the things Bob wanted to do was create Leadership Manatee. He'd been in Leadership Fort Lauderdale. And as he joined Kiwanis and he found Kiwanis was looking to do the same thing, they decided to join forces. And as a result of that, we now have the Manatee Chamber, Braden and Kiwanis Leadership Manatee. And I had the pleasure of serving with Bob in those early years for about 3 years, first planning what Leadership Manatee was going to be, then conducting the first class, and then the transition of turning the leadership of Leadership Manatee over to the graduates of the program. Now we have 41 years later, and over 1,300 graduates have learned firsthand of the assets and issues of this wonderful community we call home. And my understanding is we have about 2 times the applicants for every position in the current coming class. So thank you for allowing me to finally reminisce of those years working closely with Bob. The Robert P. Bartz Award for Outstanding Leadership is a truly fitting way to honor Bob for his dedication to the community went far beyond his duties as the president of the chamber. And there have been some great honorees of Cliff Walters, Ron Allen, Bob Turner, Amanda and John Horn, Matt Caraway, and Bob Blaylock. But we turn now to John. How do you introduce someone that has done so much for so many? Those of you who know us know that my last 5 years in my career as a financial advisor, we were partners. That happened because I promised my clients that I wouldn't retire until I was confident they were in good hands. And I was very confident then. I'm still confident now. I better be right because he's running my money. I first met John as a key clubber. That was in the days of somewhat long hair for kids in high school. And the Key Club had developed this great fundraising of the Key Clubbers coming to Kiwanis and auctioning off the ability to have their hair cut. And John's father, Bob, had a whole bunch of people lined up to bid high and often for the honor of John getting his hair cut. My next interaction was a few years later. He was a young Kiwanis member that joined my club. And, I would look at him and say, we don't need that many financial advisors in the club. Why is he joining? But I soon saw his dedication and his work effort. And it truly paid off. He became president in short 8 years. And when you look at the route up the board, that's very rapidly. And along the way, he was awarded Kiwanis of the Year, Key Club Advisor. He was the Key Club Advisor for 30 years, doing incredible things with that group of young men and women. And it had a huge impact on hundreds of kids. But he didn't stop there. There were many worthwhile organizations that John was not only involved in, but was a leader. And by the way, John, I'm totally confident that I'm going to leave some out because the list is too long. He was the advisory board president for St. Joseph School. He was the St. Leo Alumni Board President's Advisory Council. He was the vice chair of the Manatee County Children's Advisory Board, the president of the Hernando de Soto Historical Society, the chairman of the Conquistador Historical Foundation, the vice president of Manatee Wildcat Football League, the president of the Manatee High Alumni Association. And as I said, he was Braden and Kiwanis president, but he was also president 2 times of the Kiwanis Foundation, currently serving that now. He was president of the Manatee Family YMCA. And along the way, many organizations recognize his efforts through accolades and awards. He has received the Ken Schultz Distinguished Leadership Award from Leadership Manatee, the Spirit of Manatee Volunteer Spirit Award, Manatee Council for Children, the Child Advocate of the Year, the Key of Honor for the Florida District Key Club International. He was named 2 times as Florida Outstanding Key Club Advisor. He received the Manning Award from the DeSoto Historical Society for Outstanding Community Service, and most recently received the Boy Scouts Good Scout Award. But in his spare time, he's also serving on other boards, the Manatee Community Foundation, EDC, serving or has served, Leadership Manatee Board, the Chamber, Boy Scouts of Southwest Florida, Blake Hospital. Really, to give you an example of John's leadership, I want to relate something that involved a Key Club project. Now, John, actually, he didn't say it, Jeff, but he thought big or went home. And the Key Club took on some audacious things. They built a Habitat for Humanity house. But one year, during the height of the Extreme Home Makeover show, the Key Clubbers came to John and said, "We want to do an extreme home makeover." Well, John didn't say, "Well, that's ridiculous. That's way too long." No, he jumped in, got people involved. They found a house in not very reputable part of Manatee County, moved the family out in Thanksgiving, and moved them back in for New Year's. They actually moved the bus, and it was a school bus. But Don was doing all that, and by that time he and I were partners, and I thought, he's doing all this work. I felt guilty, so I thought I better contribute a Saturday. So I was there on a Saturday helping with the project, and right before noon, a young Key Clubber came running up saying, Mr. Vita, the lunch people reneged and we don't have any lunch. What do I do? Well, those of you know me know that I'm not terribly reticent of giving advice or opinions. But I didn't say anything, and I listened to John, and instead of jumping in and saying, this is what you do, he very quietly started asking her questions. Well, what do you think? What kind of food do you think we can get in a hurry? What's close by? So, and he opened my eyes that John just didn't solve something. He taught a young person how to solve problems herself, which will last her for the rest of her life. Actually, as I was laboring over this as to what to say, I was sitting at home and talking to my wife, Doris. Yes, that very same one that explained to me what a model is. And she turned to me and she basically said it all. She said, I wish that I had been a youth in an organization John led. I think that is John personified. But not only has John excelled in his business career while devoting huge energy to help in his community, but he's truly dedicated to his family. While John is the youngest of 5 siblings, he's really become a rock and family leader, and he's provided help and guidance to many in his family. So here to speak more about that are 2 of his nephews, Rich and Ray Morris.
Jeff, no walk-up music? Thanks, Dave. I think it's safe to say that most of you in this room know our Uncle John. You no doubt have worked with him, coached with him or against him, or served alongside of him in our community on a board or committee. His office is a museum of plaques and awards commemorating his service and countless hours spent bettering this beautiful place that we get to call home. In our community, John Vita is everywhere and knows everyone. Our team jokes that it takes about 15 minutes longer to eat lunch with John when he joins us because you have to build in time for him to greet every table on the way in and every single table on the way out. And there's one thing for certain. People love them some John Vita. This isn't something that just happens. It happens because he cares deeply about each and every single one of us. He cares so much that you can feel it. And it's that feeling that inspires us to go out each and every day and be a better version of ourselves. I know that's the case for my brother Ray and I. I realized just how far-reaching his impact goes one night as I sat interviewing scholarship candidates for the University of Florida. The applicant was a young man from Manatee High School. One of our hard-hitting interview questions was to tell us someone other than your parents who you'd admired and had made a positive impact on your life. Camden didn't hesitate for a second. John Vita. He exclaimed this without knowing that he was sitting right directly across from his nephew. He then went on to tell us a story about how John had mentored him in Key Club and had inspired him to take a leadership role, and this had helped him to come out of his shell. Now, I listened to this story, and I sat back and wiped a proud tear from my eye, and I got ready to tell him that he had nailed that question and given the best possible answer that he could have at that moment. Unfortunately, I was interrupted when Gene Gallo leaned across the table and said, "Are you sure we're talking about the same John Vita?" The best part about it was he answered Gene's question with a question. Innocently, he asked, "Why does everybody keep asking me that?" Evidently, the night before, he had been interviewed for the Golden Herald Awards and gave the same answer, and it elicited the exact same response. But not everything that John does has a plaque that goes on the wall. And to tell you a little bit more about that is my brother Ray.
I'm going to talk a little bit more about the family side of John for a second here. Richie and I's father decided to walk away at a young age. But what God gave us in return is an incredible family. Part of that incredible family is our Uncle John. From a young age, when most adults are learning to become husbands, build careers, our Uncle John was giving time and energy to being a father figure to Richie and I. And like all those tasks that are thrown at my uncle, he took this very seriously. Not many childhood photos don't show Richie and I hanging all over our uncle. Him coaching our Little League sports, involving us in all family things like boat days, our vacations, and yes, even letting us tag along on the occasional Tompy and John nights out. These became known as the training sessions for Reese and April, who are here tonight. I have numerous memories and stories of my fill-in dad, but those can be told over a beer at another time. Tonight we celebrate John, as you've shown us, not only Richie and I, but so many in this room tonight and so many that are not able to be here. On behalf of the Vita Morris crew, congratulations. We are so very proud of you. As always, thank you for being our fill-in dad. So tonight, help me welcome my uncle to the stage. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome my fill-in dad, John Vita.
I got walk-up music, buddy. You know, to say that it's an immense honor to be up here in front of you is an understatement. I've spent a ton of time thinking about my comments for tonight, and Tompy's been after me for weeks to write something down. So, this morning I finally did. Having known Bob Bartz for so many years, it's hard to put into words how he and the Manatee Chamber shaped my life. As a young businessman, Bob was larger than life to me. My involvement in the Chamber began as an ambassador under Marie Dietrich at the time, on the Small Business Council under Neil Spiritus. Between all the ribbon cuttings and the Small Business of the Year interviews, I soon realized the power of the Chamber and why it was so important. The countless coffee clubs and business after hours are always a reminder to me of what networking accomplishes. It gave me the opportunity to be a part of the community and to identify things that I could be a part of to help foster my personal growth and the growth of our community. I was constantly in awe of how Bob led this organization, but never lost sight of the fact that every member is important and to always make the time and effort to make the members feel that way. That attitude lives on today with the leadership of Jackie and her entire staff, and Bob's legacy lives on not only in the organization, but in the people who make it their lives' work to promote business in our community. So given that, I've thought a lot about why me? Why should I be the one who gets recognized and as an outstanding community leader? And when I think back, it really all started by someone asking me to do something. I never viewed my involvement as anything special, just John going to sell Christmas trees, ring the bell, or work with the Key Club. But the leaders I met, like Stan Stevens, Dave Schrott, Dave Bassett, Byron Shin, Lemoyne and Darlene Johnson, and Ed Price, to name a few, had a profound influence on my life, one that I would not realize till many years later. But the work we did as a community was real. It was a benefit to the community and has made a difference in the lives of so many. Today, we're fortunate to have so many leaders who are shaping our community and the people in it. People like Jeff Podobnik, Sharon Barhorst, Janine Amick, Gene Brown, Andy Miner, Mike Baer, Hillary King, Kim Daglish, Dawn Stanhope are amazing examples of us working together to accomplish a common goal. It reminds me that you don't have to be a hero to do heroic things. You just have to start somewhere and step in. I was often asked how I was able to commit to so many things and do them effectively. I've heard a lot of people say that. It's not a solo task. My team at Morgan Stanley's here tonight, and without their support and dedication, what I've done would have happened. In fact, we'd not exist as a team today had it not been for a trip to St. Louis for a YMCA National Convention. From that was born a partnership with Chris Vining that has lasted 30 years. The memories of Chris and I starting out are very dear to me. We both benefited from our chamber and the guidance it offers to people getting started. It's been an amazing ride, and I look forward to what lies ahead. But really, it all started with family. Mom and Dad were incredible examples of the right way. They didn't just preach it, they live it. Still to this day, Mom at 92 years old treks out to Southeast Guide Dogs and volunteers twice a week. Thanks for the great example of how to give, Mom. I'm really known around town as Tompy's husband and Tracy's brother. For the record, I know there's some confusion about this sometimes. Tompy's my wife and Tracy's my sister. Recently, Tracy announced her retirement, and after years of teaching thousands and thousands of girls to dance, she hung up her dance shoes In doing so, she handed the reins to two young ladies that will continue to shape the lives of young people in our community and to benefit our community as a whole. When she started her studio, I think it was about 45 years ago, on the corner of 10th Street and Manatee Avenue, right up the street from the Chamber of Commerce, she had no experience or knowledge of how to run a small business. The Chamber was there and helped Tracy, like so many others, learn what to do. Congratulations, sister, on an amazing career. And then there's Tompi. I don't think she had any idea what was in store for her when she said "I do" almost 35 years ago. She really should have said "I will," because she was right there with me by my side through it all. Ringing bells, selling trees, carrying kids around town, building houses, and going to Key Club conventions. All this while taking care of me and raising two fantastic children. I wanted to tell a little story about my daughter April, and we were at a Key Club convention one time, and there was a program going on called Operation Smile, and it was to raise money to help kids with cleft palates. And the whole entire Key Club convention, and Florida Key Club conventions are really big. They're some of the biggest in the country. So the whole entire convention got together and we did a walkathon. And April soon recognized very quickly and looked at me and said, "Daddy," she said, we couldn't do this by ourselves, but everybody coming together and working really, is how you accomplish these things. And I was very proud of her lately. She started a career in the home building industry and is already taking off over the office with her infectious attitude and her wonderful personality. And soon we'll be growing our practice at Morgan Stanley when my son Reese joins us here in Bradenton this April after spending almost 5 years in New York learning the ropes, just like I did in 1988. I look forward to watching both of you grow in your careers. Thank you. The Bible tells us in 1 Corinthians to stand firm, be courageous, and be strong. As I close this evening, I hope that all of you, as you continue your journey, to remember these words spoken by the Apostle Paul and to use them as a source of strength and motivations in your businesses and your everyday lives. Thank you to the Bob Bartz Award Committee for this unbelievable honor. Thank you to our community for the home it was provided and opportunities presented. And thank you to my family, business partners, friends, and colleagues for your experience, guidance, and motivation all over the years. And thank you for your kind words of encouragement and your graciousness. God bless you and have a great evening. Thank you. Thank you.
A couple of things he said that I really loved about that was he said, I just showed up when they asked, right? Rang the bell, worked the Christmas tree lot. It's those little things that make all the difference after years of just showing up. And it's a legacy of an entire family, as he talked about and as those that stood here talked about. And Tracy taught my girls dance for several years, and it was such a wonderful time. So it's just interesting to see and really fun to honor a family that has been so much a part of our community and made such a difference, not only in the business community, but in everyday life and our families and our friends. So John, thank you again. It really, truly is an honor to celebrate you and your family this evening. I got so caught up in that, I got to figure out where we are. So we are now at the silent auction and raffle So before we draw our raffle winner, I do want to thank everyone tonight for supporting the silent auction. You'll see posters as you leave the hall listing the silent auction winners. If you see your name, please be sure to check out with the chamber staff in the convention center lobby, and please take your items home tonight. Please. The ladies do not want to have to cart them to the office. Now for our raffle drawing. Thank you to Cindy Travel, best name ever, by the way, for a wonderful travel package valued at $2,500. So I will now, draw the winner. Chuck Fradley. Fradley. Oh, all right. All right. So congratulations. You'll receive your prize at the checkout area in the lobby on your way out. Don't forget to grab it. To wrap up, thank you again to the many sponsors who have invested in tonight's event. Please share your appreciation with them and let them know that we appreciate all they do. I also want to thank again our elected officials and public partners. Your partnership is so important to this chamber and this community, and we really do have a public partnership that's so critical and so important. So thank you all for being here tonight. You may have also noticed the beautiful floral centerpieces in the middle of each table. These were generously provided by Flower Fanatic. Again, another awesome name. I love it. I'd like to invite the person at your table whose birthday is closest to mine to take the centerpiece home tonight. And that date is September 14th. So figure out who the lucky individual is. Anybody got the same date? Anybody? Nice, yes. All right. Finally, look around the room. Wow, that really invokes some fun. All right, I am going to adjourn this thing if you let me do it. So, y'all are the Manatee Chamber. We're excited about the year ahead and appreciate, we had like 600 people here this evening or more. That's incredible. So thank you so much. We know your time is your most precious gift. So thank you for being here this evening, and we are adjourned. Good night.